your hands together for tonight's entertainment.
The Improv
Intro music here. That was great.
Nice job, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, that was honestly that's
I enjoyed that.
That was stellar.
That was
Thanks.
great.
actually incredible. Hi guys. Welcome to the Improv Truth, the show where anything can be true if you commit hard enough to it. I'm your host John, and joining me today are the contestants.
Hello, I'm Dee.
Hey, I'm Chris.
I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Alex. Oh, we're together as Balak.
Bal X.
We share a mind.
That will be very useful, considering you are not on the same team today. Yeah, okay. So, all of these guys are, well, all of us are improvisers from or around Manchester, and we are joining you today from the wilds of the internet, upwards of, I don't know, like 6 kilometers apart from each other, and divided only by our screens and the government. So, not to kind of push the point on the whole thing that's going on right now, but Dee, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of lockdown?
Oh, first thing, go to the pub. Sit in a beer garden. Go to the pub. Second is go see my friend's new kitten. Very excited.
Okay. And I'm just going to say we can all jump in with this as well. So if anyone...
Well, the first thing I'll do is probably buy Baldur's Gate 3 and just stay in my room all like for a month and play that.
I really love coughing on people. And because we've been in a pandemic, I've had to, really restrain that. So I just can't wait until it's all over and I can just go out and just cough on whoever I want. And they won't mind because the pandemic will be over.
coughing on kittens. It's the best way.
Nice.
See if you can get a bridge across. Can't have all the fun.
Yeah, Dee, we could have a play date. You bring some kittens and I'll cough on them.
Yeah, great. Can't wait.
How many do you have any kittens at the moment?
No, I'm not allowed any pets, so I just use other people's and make friends with neighborhood cats.
Okay, so has anybody got any guesses as to why Dee isn't allowed any pets?
Who isn't allowing you to have pets, Dee?
I can't tell you that. That's too much of a clue.
Not after the last pets. I'm assuming it was something about the previous pets that didn't go too well.
The poor
Is it the
chinchilla.
previous pets who are disallowing you from
They're like
getting other pets?
picketing and like they've
They've formed an alliance.
Oh my god.
It's kind of complicated, but yeah. No, it's just a landlord. It's just a landlord. I really want to reiterate, I have not harmed any animals. large or small.
No, you weren't practicing taxidermy.
But the landlord believes you have.
I really like that. Okay, so we're gonna.
You like that?
I do. You know what?
Sick.
I like that, but not in terms of making someone believe that you have hurt animals.
Oh, it's just
Like,
the
we've
actual
never-
hurting of the animals that you like the idea
Yeah,
of,
that's
not
my
the belief
favourite bit.
part.
That's what John misses in the pandemic.
Honestly, this room is too small, and all of the toys are cuddly. It's just not the same.
You could almost say there's not enough room to swing a cat.
And that's our show. No, okay, so the Improv Truth is a very loose panel game. These guys have accepted the role of being the contestants. They are in 2 teams. Team 1 is Dee and Ben, and Team 2, or Team A, I should say, are Chris and Alex. For now, that doesn't matter so much, but at the end of the show, there will be a prize and I'll say a punishment, based on how many points you accrue throughout the game.
I want the punishment.
The punishment is being eaten alive by geese, so you really don't want it.
There's a lot of animals killing people and people killing animals in this.
Yeah,
You got to balance it out.
I feel like it's...
Circle of life. I think it's the Lion King's about.
We Dee mistreats animals and then geese eat the rest of us. That's the circle of
As
life.
commanded by me, yeah. I don't know what's so hard about this to grasp.
I feel like we've picked the wrong format for this podcast. The Circle of Life sounds like a much more interesting one that I would listen to. Maybe next time. So I'll explain the games as we get to them, but the first round is going to be a warm-up round. This is a round called Questions. I'm going to ask Dee and Chris to start here. And I think the title for this questions only game is going to be Landlord. We're going to have 2 people on the stage at a time, and they will be trading questions backwards and forwards. The other two people who have their fingers on buzzers will be able to buzz if they hear a repeated question or if the person is hesitating too long, that sort of thing, okay?
And for clarity, we're not buzzing out our own teammates.
You can buzz out whoever you want. If you buzz, you replace the person who got the question wrong, I suppose. That's not right. Who didn't question. You didn't get a question wrong. Anyway, you're replacing that person, and then you will also go first.
Okay.
Got you.
And is it starting a new scene each time, or is it continuing with the same characters?
I'll say keep it within the realm of Landlord, but if the scene does start to veer off, if there's something interesting, we can explore it. I'll leave that up to you guys, whatever comes into your head. I'm going to put 1 minute on the timer. It's only going to be a very short game. Landlord is your suggestion, and you have 1 minute starting now.
How would you feel about taking on a new housemate?
Is it you?
Do you like men who wear good cologne?
Who likes men?
Are you a feminist?
Aren't you?
Can you believe this is changing my mind about everything?
Oh, quick, someone buzz me.
Ben, you're up. You've replaced D, and we've got 30 seconds on the clock. Should have probably made that a bit higher. Okay, away you go.
Is my rent going to go up?
Do you want to fight capitalism?
Do you realise how hard it has been for me to make ends meet this week?
Who else is going to fight the patriarchy if not us?
Doesn't the patriarchy sort itself out eventually?
Can you sell your sofa, sell your TV, and we can get funds to make protest signs?
Oh, and I suppose I should just sell my toothbrush as well.
That's actually a really good place for that scene to end. That was fantastic. That was great. I realised during that, and I'm sorry, Alex, that we didn't get to hear you talk at all there. One thing I kind of noticed from that scene is that we've all been very quiet and respectful of each other. I think that comes from the online jams. How are you guys finding the online jam? Actually, no, Chris, you've not been coming to the online jams at the moment. What have you been up to other than that?
I have been going along to some smaller improv things, but I haven't been doing that much improv online. I get such a kick out of being physically with people, so improv really invigorates me in that sense. So yeah, online improv is it is a different thing for me. So I'm not doing loads of it, but it is very fun, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it is a very different beast. I think a lot of improvisers I've been listening to, corporeal, physical, realized,
tangible.
There's a lot of people who are saying the same thing online.
But I am enjoying that we got, Zoom specific games that we do, like with the buzzer, and there's a bit of physical comedy you can do with Zoom that you don't get so much. I'm not very good at like falling over, in real life, which is hilarious, but I can't really get.
Okay.
I'm not very good at
And
it.
we do that all the time when the jams are in person.
Yeah.
Someone's hurling themselves to the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to invoke...
Some people do commit.
People do commit. I'm going to invoke one of our things here, which is I want to see a scene, or I'd like to see a scene. I'd like to see a scene, D, of you failing to fall over at a opportune moment. I'm going to ask Ben. Ben, can you be a scene partner for this? And then anyone else can jump in at any point if they wish.
Okay, just gotta fall over when the security guard's looking at me, and then with it.
Okay, so I just need to make sure this case of banana skins makes it safely to the... Oh, God. Oh, let me just...
You're right.
clear that
don't
up
worry,
there.
I'll pick them up for you. There you
ma'am,
go.
be careful, please, ma'am. There's banana skin. Oh, thanks for helping.
Yeah, they're actually not very slippery. But...
Out of the way, please. This cooking oil's got to get right to the kitchen. Oh, bloody hell, there's a leak in the bottom. It's getting all over the lobby.
Oh, do you want me to hold it?
Oh, but you're going to slip on all this cooking oil that I've spilled on the lobby floor.
No. I mean, that would be awful, but I'll be really careful. I'll help you carry it.
Hi there. I'm a lawyer. I'm looking for people who've had recent injury cases. Has anyone here recently had an injury case?
Oh my God, go away. You guys are so irritating.
Scene. That was a lot of fun.
I was just like, you're so helpful.
Yeah. So how are you guys feeling right now? How are we doing?
In my body and general sense of life,
Hungry.
pretty good.
I'm feeling very upright. Don't feel like falling down. Feel nice and erect.
Good to know.
Stand-up guy.
Let's jump into the next round, which is round 1, Objection. In this game, I'm going to give you guys a minute to talk about a given subject. And I think one thing that definitely this whole thing has inspired me about is yoga. So I don't know if any of you guys know much about yoga, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, I've been doing online yoga. I could talk about yoga.
Sweet. Well, then we won't start with you. I feel like that's fair. We'll let you buzz in. Now, the rules to objection are at any point you can object by buzzing in. And as long as you have a good enough reason to object, then if it's sustained, you take on the subject. And whoever is talking at the end of the minute, their team is going to get the first of the much elusive points. So we're going to start with Alex. I'm going to ask you to talk about yoga for 1 minute, and we're going to start from now.
So, yoga is an excellent exercise if you want to increase your limbiness and flexibility. Many people have adopted yoga as their key exercise, and you can definitely tell walking down the street.
Ben.
It's pronounced chi exercise.
That's fair. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You have the subject. You have 46 seconds beginning now.
There are many different positions that you should learn if you want to be good at yoga. One of them is the...
D.
They're not called positions. They're called shavasanas. No, they're not. Cut that out. I'm talking shy.
I am sorry, sir.
The key conceit of this entire thing is you have to be believable, and you just undermined your own thing there. Sorry, Chris, I know you buzzed, but the subject is still with Ben here. You have got 43 seconds on yoga, starting now.
The downward dog is a position in which you are on your knees and you put your hands forward.
In a downward dog, your knees are not on the ground, they're in the air.
And for the listeners at home, Ben was actually doing a perfect downward dog on just his hands. It was beautiful to behold. D, since you said you know everything about yoga, I'm going to have to assume that that's correct. So be ready to impart your wisdom upon us, beginning with 40 seconds, beginning now.
So yoga is usually done on a yoga mat. Other accessories can include a yoga block and a yoga strap. These help you get into certain positions that you might not be able to get into otherwise. That's what she said. But yeah, so yoga...
Alex.
I'm sorry, I have it on good authority that is exactly not what she said.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Do we want to see a scene about that? I feel like the only way that scene could go is a terrible direction. So Alex, you have got the... you've got the time. You've got 24 seconds beginning now.
Plenty of people use many methods to get yoga knowledge. Commonly, it's done by video, which is probably a very bad idea because the person's not actually there with you, like teaching you how to do it. You're just kind of making it up as you go along whilst watching a video, which is kind of fun, but also not really like the point. You can also go to an actual like fully fledged yoga class.
Oh, I was just about to buzz.
And at the end of the minute there, Alex was the one talking, which means that Alex and Chris, your team gets the point.
Well done.
One point.
Yeah, you have 1 point. There are a grand total.
A whole point.
There's a grand total of 4 potential points in this game, but each of those 4 points will bring you closer to not getting eaten by geese. So, I mean, take them where you can.
It's the improv game where the points really do matter.
There aren't many of them, really. And I have to say, like, in trying to find games that we can play, there aren't even that many games that work with this kind of format. That's Ben, actually, yeah, since you say that, what kind of improv stuff do you generally listen to?
Well, whose line is it anyway? I love improv-wise, a lot of... Well, it's hard to say because really, like, mainly listen to stand-up comedy and sketch shows. So whenever I do improv, it's always like based off of that. I always try and make the improv into like a sketch that I've seen, or
That's a good way. Like, to many of you guys, because I've not been doing it very long, but I always feel like I'm always reaching for a punchline. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I just kind of talk, and I don't know where the sentence is gonna go, so it's a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, it's interesting because sort of a lot of scenes can go on and on and on, and that's fine, until someone says, and scene, which is cool. But there is definitely like a rhythm to a scene. So a punchline is the kind of like da da da, bam, and if you hit like the right beats and marks, like combined with good comedic timing, I just think it's premium improv.
Yeah.
Hope that made sense.
But no, that does make sense. I was hoping other people would jump in and like, yeah, no, that does make sense. How are we feeling, guys? Do we want to move on to the next round, or?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Yep.
So the next round is one which it's the second round, and it is called Connections. Now, Connections is all about avoiding the truth. So I'm going to ask both players from a team to share unconnected words backwards and forwards. The other team, if they spot a connection at any point, can buzz in, and as long as they can prove a connection, then they can take over. Now this one is timed, you will have a minute, but unlike the other one, it's not the team who is talking last at the end of the minute, it is the team that shares the most words during that minute that will get the point.
Ooh.
So
you can't just talk really slowly.
You can't just talk really slowly. You want to try and get as many in as possible. So we've got Dee and Ben. Mm-hmm. You guys will be up first, and Chris and Alex will be on the buzzers first.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Great.
And because this game doesn't have a theme, I'm not going to offer you a suggestion. Dee, you can be the first one to talk, beginning now.
Taxidermy.
Painting.
Management.
Boxing.
Chris, what have you spotted there that they've said?
One of the biggest stereotypes of a manager is a boxing manager, the overbearing manager who really pushes their client to go to the limit, maybe even to unhealthy circumstances.
That actually sounds convincing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that that's we're all good. Okay, cool. So Chris, you are going to be talking first. You and Alex have got the round.
Great. And I'm going from manager.
I mean, it's disconnected words, so I would say probably not.
Or I start a new
start a new set. It's disconnected words.
Okay.
Right. And go.
Druid.
Bottle.
Lamar's class.
Car.
O-D.
When you're pregnant, it's difficult to walk far, so most people arrive at the Lamar's class in a car.
I feel like, there is no contesting here. I'm just going to take you. I'm not going to lie, don't know what a Mars class is, but I'm
happy. Pregnancy thing, but I'm not sure what.
See, now you're making me doubt that you actually know.
You just listen to a lot of Kendrick Lamar.
That's cool.
Womp, womp.
Oh, thanks for that, Joe.
It's my catchphrase. Womp, womp.
Oh, a very enjoyable one.
This is what improv is all about, is putting people down and denying their choices. Ben and Dee. Dee, you are going to start talking again. You've got the timer. You have got 45 seconds on the clock, beginning now.
Seychelles.
Cereal.
Radiator.
Microcosm.
Towel.
Biological.
Alex.
Ooh, Alex.
Little known fact, you can purchase towels that are entirely biological and are grown in vats, like bacteria. They just form...
Can I object the objection?
Yeah, I'd like to. Second the objection to the objection.
How are you going to object it?
It's bollocks.
It's just infactual.
I think I would say that is clearly bollocks, but actually, Alex has brought in some CCTV footage of a biological towel factory where he and his boss Chris worked a short time ago. If you guys are willing to show us that and prove that your point is valid,
You see, these towels need to be out by Monday, do you understand? It's not just my job on the line, but it's your salary too.
I thought these would work. I'm like, all the math checks out.
The math checks out, but biology doesn't obey math. You gotta put spirit into it. You gotta put soul. What have I been telling you?
I know. Like, I came to you like a couple of years ago with just a dream, and you had the money to fund this whole thing, and I thought, well, we'll do it. We'll do this. I can finally prove those fools wrong that I can actually grow hair.
See. I feel that's fair. What is hair if not a biological towel? Alex, you have, I think, fairly won that point. So, Alex and Chris, you are going to be the next to share words. You've got 32 seconds on the clock. Alex, when you're ready, begin.
Towel.
Denver.
Paint.
Free Willy.
D, what's your objection?
Free Willy wasn't actually a whale, it was a dolphin painted that way.
Oh.
That, yeah. I mean, as the listeners at home might not know, that I come from a film background, and that is a well-known fact in the film industry.
I don't know why you didn't spot that. So.
Honestly, guys, you should really be trying to say disconnected words. That is the point of the game. Ben and D, you have got 23 seconds on the clock. When you're ready, take it away.
Conceit.
Spring.
Saxophone.
Low.
Blood.
Height.
Pillow.
Fight.
Chris, what possible reason could you have for buzzing in on Fight and Pillow?
Well, I don't want to put too crude a point on it, but
please do.
If you have bed bugs in your bed, they will bite you, and they may even have infested your pillow in addition to your duvet, or if you're American, comforter. So don't want to put too crude a point on it, but we're all thinking it. Bed bugs.
Yeah, I think that's very much the case. That is the first thing that all of us thought about. But so, Chris,
I said fight.
You say fight
with an F.
Oh, your point is moot.
I thought you said bite.
Okay, no, but actually, I mean, the recording will bear this out, but pillow and fight are clearly unrelated words. So, Ben and D, you have 4 seconds to share as many words as you can. Go ahead.
Caricature.
Spinach.
Chris.
Popeye is a caricature of a Democrat. And as we all know, Democrats love spinach because donkeys love spinach.
That is so true.
That is very true. I'm gonna avoid asking for the scene that I want to see here because I don't want to get too political. But yeah, you have got 0.5 seconds to share as many words as you can with Alex, your scene partner. When you're ready, begin.
Leg of ham.
That was some strong work there, guys. How are you feeling after that?
Leg of ham cap.
Who do you feel won that round?
Oh, I think it was close.
No, it was definitely.
I think we did though.
I think it's Alex and Chris because we had to do a scene which convinced people.
I think the real winner was the leg and ham cap.
I think comedy was the real winner.
Aww.
Can we get an extra point for that?
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, Ben.
The real winner was the friends we made along the way.
It's a shame that this recording is never going to go out. So, yeah, that was good. That was a lot of fun. Did anyone see any connections in there that really intrigued them?
Pillow and bite.
Yeah.
Pillow and bite.
Lamar's class.
Do you like Lamar's class?
I'd like to see a scene with Alex and Ben in Lamar's class together. Especially because they don't know what it is. So
this seems like a great idea. Okay.
I think we've established it's a scene with Kendrick Lamar, right?
Alex, you are pregnant. You are in Lamar's class with Ben.
And you're both Kendrick Lamar.
Nobody's Kendrick Lamar.
At the end of the scene,
Well, at least one person in the world.
At the end of the scene, somebody is revealed to be Kendrick Lamar. You guys take it away.
Come on, honey, you can make it through this.
I know. The
Just take my
guy
hand.
the guy to the right of us? I think he's Kendrick Lamar. I'm not good.
Don't let his soulful beats and mellow jams fool you. He's a trained Lamar's instructor, and he's gonna get you through this. Just listen to what he has to say, honey.
I don't know. I don't think his lyrics are particularly respectful towards women. It's all right.
Be that as it may, the smooth jams will relax your body, opening and widening your birth canal to allow the baby to come through into life.
I can't believe you did this to me, you son of a bitch.
Just take my
I love
hand.
you very.
Take my hand. Take my
Okay.
hand and put it in the air, because this is the best part.
Scene. Oh, that was probably the worst thing I've heard in a long time.
Nobody likes to hear the word birth canal.
I feel like we can all be proud of what we've accomplished here.
I think that's the name of our of the first podcast.
I think we can all be proud of what we've accomplished.
No, birth canal.
Oh, okay, that was super strong. Okay. So traditionally, I should be starting a chat with contestant 4. Who is contestant 4? Alex. Yeah.
That's me.
Ooh. Tell me, you went out today, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Ventured outside into the wild,
Check you out.
virus-filled wastelands.
We did it totally kosher, totally COVID-19 approved. It was signed off by the government themselves. I emailed them, the government, the entire government. I emailed the entire government last night, and they just said, yeah, sounds chilled. They even used those words.
So, are you in a government-approved sex bubble? Is that what you did?
It wasn't what we did. I suppose that's kind of what I'm in at the moment.
Oh, that's nice.
in my single flat. So yeah, but no, I decided to have a walk, and then if people that I knew happened to be walking at the same time in the same location 2 meters apart from me, then that would be totally kosher.
Very good.
if
And
they
provided they were in your government-approved sex bubble.
That's right. We had to give forms out for them to sign to say that they would be all parts. It was all
kinky.
It was all pretty much. It's all chilled. They happened to have a football with them as well,
Oh.
which I was like, well, it's possible for us to pass the ball between us.
Surely you have to sanitize it every time that you pass it between.
Well, that's where the spray guns came in.
Oh.
You know, the atomizers.
Yeah.
We had a couple of those, and we were just dusting them off every time it touched a person, and that was all cool.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd actually really like to play, because I'm, as you might imagine, I'm not that sporty, but I would love to play a version of football where you're not allowed to kick it, but you have to use really powerful super soakers to push it around the pitch.
Maybe a COVID-safe way of playing football would be, instead of contacting it physically with your body, which, okay, maybe you've touched your shoelace and now you're
Yeah.
transferring it to the ball. Instead, you could just get a really light ball and everyone gets really close and just blows really hard.
Oh yeah, you're
try
right.
and
Yeah,
move
because
the
it
ball.
doesn't tend to spread when people, their breath and their lungs or anything.
Exactly, it's just from physical
Yeah,
contact.
yeah, it's just if
so
you, touch
if
it.
we're all just breathing on each other to pass the ball, problem solved.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a game. This is blow football.
Oh my god, she's right.
Blow ball.
Okay.
We just invented blow football.
What's that one, not Subbuteo, the one where it's for little guys on the sticks and you kick them around? There's like a human version of that. Where...
What's it called?
Yeah, that one.
Human table
Human
football?
table football. We've invented human blow football. I kind of regret saying that.
We will not be calling it blow ball.
I had some human blow earlier.
Human blow football with your government-approved sex bubble. So,
And their new album coming out now.
so that brings us very neatly into our final round, which is called Interjection. Now,
What's the scores, John?
well, I will tell you in just a second, but Interjection is a story-building game where you four are all going to be on stage, as it were, at the same time, and you're going to be telling a story. I, as the host, will press a button which will pick between you to carry on. So if I just do a quick example...
D. Alex. Ben. Alex.
So it is randomly generated. When you get chosen, you have to pick up the story as flawlessly as possible. If I feel like you haven't succeeded in that task, I will buzz and you will be out. At the end of the 2 minutes that I give you, everybody who has not been knocked out will gain 1 point for their team.
Okay.
This means that there is a possible 2 points in it for your team. It also means there is a possible 0 points in it for your team. And a possible 1 point. That's how numbers work. Now, I will say that I will go ahead and reveal at this point, then, since you were so patient, that the winner of the last round was indeed Ben and Dee.
Yes!
It's a rigged game.
Suck it.
Putting you both at an equal 1 point. So this means that it is all to play for. You're currently at a draw. I will remind you that the losers will be fed to live geese. And if we do somehow get a draw out of this, then I will be asking you to nominate one person each to be fed to the geese.
And I will throw you straight under the bus, Ben.
So for now, we're going
That's how it
to
is.
carry on with this round. We're going to play Interjection, and I'm going to give you the subject, the story to tell of Ben's day out. Alex, you are going to be talking first,
Okay.
especially since it is... Did I say Ben's day out? I meant to say Alex's day out, but
No, make it Ben.
It's
No,
Ben's day out.
You've
Yeah.
cheered him up now.
Yeah.
This is it's established. It's law now at this point. So Ben, is your day out, but Alex is going to be telling us about it. And when you hear the bing, look for your name, listen for your name, and pick it up as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Begin.
Ben decided to go out today. He looked out.
I looked out of my window and I saw it was a sunny day. What better day than a sunny day to go out? So I went out and I went into town and I looked all around.
And didn't see anyone else there. The town was completely deserted. And in particular,
D.
There was no dogs or cats either. This was
Ben.
very...
It was like a ghost town. Like everyone else had vanished into a smoke.
into thin air. Then I realised that was exactly what had
Chris.
happened.
everyone had vanished into thin air. Ben was the only person left on Earth.
D.
Or so he...
Decided to take off all his...
Sorry. Or so he decided. I'm not going to let
Yeah.
that slide.
Yeah.
Okay, D, you are out. The rest of you have got 1 minute on the timer. And we're going to start with Alex, since you haven't talked in a while. Okay, go.
And so he decided to take off all his clothes and wander around, staring at God's nature.
Ben.
He decided to play the Bee Gees. You can tell by the way I use my watch was his soundtrack.
As he strolled around the main shopping
Alex.
district.
And into a Woolworths.
He decided to party down the pick and mix aisle, and he ate all the sweets and he got a sugar rush, and he used his energy.
To jump up on the counter. Oi! What are you doing here?
Ben.
It turned out that everyone was quarantining and only essential security workers were still.
Alex.
Still around, and they were looking at Ben with odd expressions.
You didn't, Alex. You didn't do that in time. Okay, so Alex, you are out. We are down to Ben and Chris, which means that it's still all to play for. If either of you get knocked out, then your team is getting fed to geese.
Come on, Ben.
Unless both of you get knocked out, but there are only 17 seconds left on the clock, so that does seem rather unlikely. Ben, I'm going to give it to you to begin. When you're ready, take it away.
As the security guards looked at the sugar-riddled adult, they reached for their tasers.
Chris.
And pulled them out. And Ben said, wait! It's actually really fun. It's so fun to be naked.
Okay. Well, it seems like both of your teams have drawn. I did let Ben get away with a bit of a hesitation there, but yeah, how are we all feeling, guys? How are we feeling?
Pretty good.
I feel we should do an improv off to decide who
I
gets
feel
the
a
point.
bit uncomfortable in these clothes. They just feel cloying
Are
all
you
of a
just
sudden.
stacking clothes on you?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, and it's just making me think I should be free of all these clothes. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Completely naked and covered in flying saucers.
We don't need to win that badly.
When you pull a flying saucer in half, that is a perfect nipple pasty.
You talking about the sweets?
From experience. Yeah, the sweets.
I'm gonna have to see a scene here.
Oh,
Where...
not it. Not it.
Chris, you are in a pick and mix at Woolworths. Alex, you're a security guard. Take it away.
Can I have some jelly beans? I don't have any money.
I'm the security guard, son. I'm not the one that gets you the jelly beans. Also, you're supposed to pay for things.
Well, can I have some licorice? I don't have any money.
Kind of the same questions they're asking me again, and well, the answer's no. You can't.
Are you satisfied with your marriage?
It's a rather personal question, but
Can I have some
my
fudge?
therapist has been. Well, hang on, lad. My therapist has been telling me that I should open up to people more nowadays. So, in actual fact, if I give you a couple of licorice, will you listen to me woes?
Yeah, what a good idea of yours. Let's both chat and have some licorice together. That's a great idea of yours. Let's get some jelly beans too.
It's all right. Let me just look around to see that nobody else is watching. Yep, you're all right. Okay. That's going to look really weird on camera.
Scene. I don't know where that was going, but I feel like we had to end it there.
It was getting dark.
Can I open up?
Right, we have found out that on this first ever playthrough of this, we've actually ended up with a draw. It's
Going to a super improv.
a super improv. What's a super
Yeah.
improv?
Sorry, it happened in the cricket last year, which I don't even like cricket. They had a tie and they went to a super over. So now everything that there's a tie, there's a super blank.
Well, okay, I'm going to give you guys a choice. Since this is a historic, momentous occasion, the very first time in the entire run of the show that we've had a draw, I'm going to let you guys decide. Either we can throw one of each of your team to the geese,
Ben to the
or
geese.
just fit straight to the geese.
I say Ben to the geese.
Okay,
I'd feed Ben to the geese.
right, so
Yeah.
Ben is getting fed to
did.
the geese.
Can I
and
do
then...
anything to stop this now, or is this
Nope, this
run
is,
away
this
train?
is
You're already dead, Ben. I
how
don't know
it's
why.
going down. And Chris and Alex, who amongst you are getting fed to the geese?
It's Ben.
Yeah, it's Ben. It's definitely Ben.
It's Ben twice to the geese.
There's enough of me to go around.
He's not. They're not going to be satisfied. He's not that big. So
Well, unfortunately, like I have geese stationed outside each of your homes,
that's
and
what it
I've
is.
only got enough geese for. Well, I mean, I can't redirect them. It's going to be very short notice. So I'm going to actually go ahead and say that Chris, since you were so magnanimous in feeding Ben to the geese, you can be fed to the geese as well.
Oh,
haha.
So the way
Womp womp.
this is
I'm
gonna...
gonna eat so much geese poison.
If I'm going down, I'm taking them with me. Okay. The way this is going to work is Dee and Alex, you guys get to sit back, relax as all this is going on. We're going to need to see a scene from Chris and Ben.
Geese related.
Yeah, can we get a suggestion of a scene? Because anything that's cropped up over the last half hour or so.
Flying saucer?
Right, flying saucer.
How about just the concept of nipple pasties?
I'm gonna leave it open to flying saucer. Ben and Chris, you might have just heard behind you the sound of a click, because that is actually the goose flap that I've installed in both of your front doors. And if you listen carefully now, you might just hear the sound of some honking.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
They're here. So anytime you get attacked by a goose during the following scene, you're going to have to change the last thing that you said. Does that make sense?
Understood.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Now, your suggestion for the scene is flying saucer. There is no time limit. I'm just going to end the scene when I feel like it's ready to end. And take it away.
Mar, you gotta see this. I just saw the craziest thing.
What is it, Par? What can it be?
Oh, you're gonna want to grab the shotgun for this one. There's something real scary out there. We better get inside.
If it's a big snake again, I don't want to. If it's a big snake again, I really want to. If it's a big snake again, I want to punch you in the face and feed you to it. I'm sick of you.
Well, consider my face unpunchable because this was a big snake in the sky and it was eating its own tail and the scales had like light coming out of it. I swear and the scales had like rain coming out of it. And the scales had like acid coming out of it and it burnt all and the scales had like gummy worms coming out of it, and I couldn't leave for about 35 minutes. I was just eating those gummy worms, but then
You
I
just
realized,
eat and eat. You got no control. This is why I want to leave you, Par.
Mar, I got an addictive personality. That's why you got with me. You knew that from the start. But this ain't the issue right now. We gotta get inside. They've got a UF. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get in the RV, and we gotta leave town, Ma.
I ain't getting in no RV, Par. I ain't getting in no SUV, Par. I ain't getting in no GTA V, that's 5. I ain't getting in no VVV. That's a vehicular vestige of vestments from the church. God damn it, I'm saying I want to go to the church and get a divorce. I want to undo the marriage.
Well, I will divorce you, Ma, if that's what you want. I mean, I hope you change your mind. But as long as we get out of here, because that thing's getting close. Oh my God, it's here.
Oh my God. Oh, it's right there. It's starting to zap lasers down at us. Anyway, it's starting to shoot poison darts down at us. It's starting to shoot fists down at us. But you know what? I've just really got some more grievances about our marriage that I'd like to stay here and discuss for a minute, Par.
It feels like your priorities are more in our relationship when our lives are at stake. I'm getting hit by these fists flying.
Oh.
No good, Ma. You're so good, Ma. Don't leave me.
Oh. Well, that's all I wanted to hear. Ow! Oh, God, right in the nose.
And sing. That was super strong. That was great. And that's our show. I'm just going to say, I probably should have done this before that final round, but does anyone have anything they'd like to plug before we leave?
Nope, nobody's doing nothing.
I have a podcast called The Unknowledgeables.
Sorry.
And I have a sketch show podcast called The Second Sketch.
Fantastic. Ben, anything?
No, but I am going to attempt to write the theme music for this podcast, and I want it to be real funky. And if anybody would like to provide some ad-libs or some vocal parts to it, they are more than welcome to. I think the more the merrier. We can get a big, fat chorus, and yeah,
That
if
sounds
you want to be involved
fantastic.
with that, let me know.
Yeah.
That's really good. And do you know what is really great is through the magic of editing, we're actually going to hear that now as the end credits. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Well done, everyone.
Thanks, John.
The Improv Truth.